Have you ever looked at a luxury brand and thought, how did they get this big? You see their logos everywhere, on red carpets in stadiums, on fashion runways. But what if I told you? Each of these brands started from almost nothing. This is the untold story of 5 global giants who turned struggle into style and scarcity into success. Let's discover together, how did they manage to achieve the impossible? 1. Gucci, a fashion empire born from a suitcase. The foundation of the Gucci brand wasn't luxury and glamour like today, but a simple and modest beginning. Gucci was an ordinary young man living in Florence in the early 1900s. His turning point came when he started working at a hotel in London. While working as a bellboy at the Savoy Hotel, he was fascinated by the leather suitcases, bags, and elegant accessories used by wealthy guests. Their style, grace, and attention to detail sparked a passion in Gucci to create his own line of luxury leather goods. In 1921, he opened a small leather workshop in Florence. His first products were handmade suitcases and bags. Gucci, who never compromised on quality, soon became well known among locals. But his goal was not limited to Italy. He wanted to build an international brand. During World War II, leather became scarce due to material shortages. That's when Gucci's creativity kicked in. Iconic designs like the bamboo-handled bag emerged. This innovation not only kept the brand alive, but also set it apart. In the 1950s, Guccio's sons expanded the brand internationally. When Hollywood stars began wearing Gucci, its prestige skyrocketed. Icons like Grace Kelly and Jackie Kennedy wore Gucci, and everyone wanted to dress like them. Over time, Gucci became not just about bags or shoes, but a symbol of luxury. Today, Gucci earns billions of dollars annually and stands as one of the most powerful brands in the fashion world. But what's truly impressive is this: the entire empire began with a dream inspired by a suitcase in a hotel lobby. 2. Chanel, a revolution. Started with a needle and thread. Gabrielle Coco. Chanel started her life far from being a fashion icon. Born in France in 1883, she didn't have the privileges of wealth. After her mother died, her father abandoned her, and Coco was placed in an orphanage. There, she learned one of the most important skills of her life: sewing. This small skill would later become a revolution that changed the world's understanding of fashion. In her youth, she worked to support herself and began designing and selling small hats. In 1910, when she opened her first boutique in Paris called Chanel Mode, what set her apart wasn't just the designs. It was how she challenged the restrictive norms of women's fashion at the time. Back then, women wore heavy corseted clothing, full of decorations. Coco Chanel rejected these standards. She created simple yet elegant clothes that gave women a sense of freedom. Following her philosophy, luxury must be comfortable, Chanel redefined elegance by offering comfort and style. In the 1920s, she introduced the little black dress, transforming black from a symbol of mourning into a symbol of elegance. Then came Chanel No. 5 perfume, a scent that became a woman's signature. Even Marilyn Monroe once said, "I only wear Chanel No. 5 to bed," boosting the brand's cultural power even more. Throughout her life, Coco Chanel broke boundaries. She didn't just dress women differently, she encouraged them to think differently. Her contribution to fashion wasn't just about clothing, it was a statement. Today, Chanel is a global symbol of luxury, simplicity, and timeless elegance. And this legend began with the first button sewn in an orphanage. 3. Adidas, a sports empire, born in a laundry room. Today, Adidas is worn by millions around the world, but it had a much humbler beginning. In the small German town of Herzogenaurach, a young shoemaker named Adi Dassler began crafting his own sports shoes in the laundry room of his family home in the 1920s. Adi wasn't just making shoes. His passion was designing products that would enhance athletes' performance. At the time, specialized shoes for athletes were nearly non-existent, but Adi Dassler saw the gap and got to work. The 1936 Berlin Olympics marked a turning point for Adidas. Adi gave American athlete Jesse Owens his handmade spiked running shoes. Owens went on to win 4 gold medals, capturing global attention. This victory was Adidas's first step onto the world stage. Despite the challenges and slow growth during the war years in Germany, Adi Dassler didn't give up. In 1949, he officially established the Adidas brand. The 3-striped logo quickly became the brand's signature mark. Innovation was ingrained in Adidas's DNA. In the 1970 FIFA World Cup, Adidas produced the official match ball, Telstar. With revolutionary innovations in sportswear, Adidas rose to leadership in basketball, running, football, and more. Today, Adidas is not just a sports brand, it's a lifestyle. From street fashion to stadiums, from teenagers to professional athletes, it's a global phenomenon. But remember, it all started in a a German laundry room with just a few handmade shoes. 4. Dior, a fashion miracle born after war. When we think of elegance, luxury, and sophisticated style today, one name stands out: Dior. But this magnificent empire was born from the ashes of war, a true story of success rising from ruin. Christian Dior was born in 1905 in the town of Granville, France. He had a passion for art, but his family wanted him to become a diplomat. He opened an art gallery at a young age, but the economic crisis in World War II turned his life upside down. To survive, he created sketches for various fashion houses, but his dream was clear: to build his own fashion brand. In 1946, he established his own fashion house in Paris, Maison Dior. Post-war Europe was filled with poverty, rationed fabrics, and plain clothing. Women had worn practical, work-focused clothes for years, but Dior took a bold step in the face of scarcity. In 1947, he presented his first collection, a bombshell in the fashion world. This collection would later be called the New Look. The New Look featured tight waists, wide skirts, and feminine silhouettes, bringing back the elegance of womanhood. Though some critics called it wasteful, Dior's vision opened a new era in fashion. But he didn't stop with clothing. Dior made a mark in the perfume world too. With the launch of Miss Dior, the brand began to represent something greater: a complete lifestyle. Today, Dior stands for luxury, artistry, and the fusion of tradition and innovation on a global scale. And at the heart of it all lies one man's desire to restore beauty to a post-war world. As Christian Dior once said, "Women should look beautiful and feel free." That sentence defines both Dior's past and its legacy today. 5. Nike, a billion-dollar run born from a car trunk. Nike is a brand recognized almost everywhere in the world. But this giant company didn't start with wealthy investors or big factories. It all began with a single idea and the trunk of a used car. In 1964, Phil Knight, a runner at the University of Oregon, had an idea to import affordable, high-quality athletic shoes from Japan and sell them in the US. He partnered with his coach Bill Bowerman, and together they founded a company called Blue Ribbon Sports. Knight made the first sales himself. The shoes were carried in his car trunk and sold by hand at track meets. But this wasn't just a business, it was a mission. Bowerman constantly experimented with ways to improve athletic performance. One morning, staring at a waffle iron during breakfast, he had a spark of genius: outsoles with waffle-like texture for better grip. That idea gave birth to Nike's first legendary running shoe. In 1971, they officially changed the company's name to Nike, inspired by the Greek goddess of victory. That same year, a design student named Carolyn Davidson created the swoosh logo for just $35, a symbol now recognized worldwide. But the real explosion came in the 1980s. Nike partnered with Michael Jordan and released the Air Jordan line. Sports merged with street style, and people lined up to wear Nike. What truly set Nike apart wasn't just its products, but its message: just do it. More than a slogan, it became a mindset. Don't fear, don't delay, don't doubt, just do it. Today, Nike stands atop the sportswear world with a brand value of $150 billion. But let's not forget, it all started with a runner's dream, a coach's creativity, and a waffle iron. You see, every one of these massive brands once started from just an idea, a passion, and often from zero. What took them to the top wasn't a perfect start. It was not giving up, daring to try, and most importantly, creating their own path. Maybe you have an idea too. Maybe no one believes in you yet, but every person you saw in this video was once unknown, just like you. So ask yourself, what will your story begin with? If these stories inspired you, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos, because the next big success story might be yours. See you in the next video.